Welcome back to another video, Rams Nation. Today I'm bringing to you a comparison of the 2016 Jared Goff versus 2017 Jared Goff. This is the perfect time to compare the two because last year Jared Goff played 7 games and this year the Rams are 7 games in, so why not? You can credit most of his success to the new head coach, Sean McVay, over Jeff Fisher. Last year Jeff Fisher did not surround Jared Goff with the best weapons. Sean McVay this year has done the opposite. He brought in Sammy Watkins, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, and Gerald Everett. They're all brand new targets for Jared Goff, all new shiny toys, and they're all playing pretty well. Sammy Watkins, has struggled, but I think that's a whole chemistry issue. You look at Robert Woods and Jared Goff, they've spent the whole offseason with each other, and Woods is probably his favorite receiver, and it's just chemistry right there. But Watkins, after this bye week, they'll grow chemistry and they'll start to click. Last year, he had Kenny Britt, Brian Quick, and Lance Kendricks. I'll take the group this year over that group in a heartbeat. They are light years ahead of that group last year. Not only has Sean McVay brought in weapons for Jared Goff, but he also brought in left tackle Andrew Whitworth, who was the highest graded left tackle in 2016 by Pro Football Focus. But the whole line as a whole has played very well. Last year through 7 games, Jared Goff was sacked 26 times, which is 3.7 times per game, and that has an effect on the quarterback. It can affect his confidence, which last year Jared Goff didn't have any confidence, but this year he's been sacked 10 times through 7 games, and that is 1.4 times per game. And maybe that's why we're seeing a more confident Jared Goff, because he is clearly more confident. That could be because he has better protection. He hasn't been sacked as much, he hasn't been hit as much, he has more time to throw, and also he's getting the ball out quicker, so it's not just like his teammates are just, taking all of the credit for him. He has to do the job himself too, and he's getting the ball out quicker, and the offensive line, you can credit them pretty well. Now I'm going to talk about some stats from last year to this year and show the improvement in all of them. His QBR last year was 18.3, and this year it's 53.6. 18.3 is very below average. That's like one of the worst. That's pretty close. I mean, it's a scale of 0 to 100, so 18.3 is pretty bad. 53.6 this year, it's slightly above average, but that's in comparison to last year, that's awesome. He's light years ahead. Now on to completion percentage. Last year he completed 54.6% of his passes. This year he has completed 59.9. There's not much of an improvement there, but it is an improvement. You can probably thank his wide receivers, the offensive line, for giving him better protection, And a lot of his incompletions this year, he's just making smarter decisions of just throwing the ball away when he doesn't need to force it in there. So that's also another thing. I mean, they're not resulting in interceptions. His completion percentage isn't super high, like 70s, like elite. But I mean, this is his second year. He just turned 23 years old, so it's no big deal. That will continue to rise. Also, once he gains chemistry with his wide receivers more, no big deal there. So, and then this year, his yards per attempt is 7.7 compared to last year's 4.3. That's about twice as much, and that's an incredible number and an incredible improvement from Jared Goff. Now I'm going to talk about the stats that everyone likes to see, and that's yards, touchdowns, and interceptions. Last year he had 1,089 yards, which was 155.6 yards per game. He had 5 touchdowns, which was less than 1 per game, and he had 7 interceptions, which was 1 per game. This year he has 1,719 yards, which is 245.6 yards per game. That's an increase of 90 yards per game. He has 9 touchdowns and he has 4 interceptions. In addition to those, he had 1 rushing touchdown last year and he has 1 rushing touchdown this year. Now the stat that everyone likes to see is team wins. And last year the Rams were 0-7 under Jared Goff, did not win a single game. This year they are 5-2 through 7 games. They're 5-2 for the first time since 2003, and that's the best improvement. That's the best stat that shows improvement from Jared Goff. And back to those stats from earlier, they're only through 7 games, but his 16-game pace will be 3,929 yards, so almost 4,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. If someone told me that those were going to be Jared Goff's stats at the beginning of the year, I would have said, I would love those. That would be an amazing year. We just need Jared Goff to be average, and our defense would carry us. That's what I was thinking at the beginning of the season, but that's a 16-game pace. Yes, he still has to finish the job. He still has to keep playing like he has been. He can't resort back to being like last year where he was throwing 155 yards per game. He will not reach that 3,900-yard mark. So he's going to have to keep on grinding, keep on working, and keep playing the way that he has been playing. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, Sean McVay, his new weapons, Andrew Whitworth, and the improved offensive line, you can all credit them for Jared Goff's success, but he himself is improving within himself. It's not just his teammates that are helping him, but they are helping him a lot, and he has improved as a player immensely. He's looking off safeties like Earl Thomas said that Jared Goff is a lot better this year than he was last year, just because on that last play where Jared Goff threw it to Cooper Kupp and he dropped it, he looked Earl Thomas off, and that play was able to look like it was going to be the game-winning touchdown because of Jared Goff. But the Rams were 5-2 through the 7 games with Jared Goff. No one has ever won a division after the first 7 games. They've never won the division with a 5-2 record, so the Rams are still going to have to keep working, keep winning games. Like that translates Jared Goff. He has to do the same thing, like I said. And that's about it for this video, Rams Nation. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and comment, share with your friends. Jared Goff has improved a lot from last year to this year.